Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. Jessica, the naturopathic doctor here at the Coach House, and we are being joined with Kim Holmes, my fit coach, again this week, and we have some really exciting topics. And as opposed to usual getting started late, we are actually getting started almost on time, depending on who you ask. So today, Kim is going to talk a little bit about core health, and oftentimes we think about the abs when it comes to your core, but
so today I wanted to cover 3 specific core training myths. As a personal trainer, I've kind of heard all of them. So the first thing I wanted to address was the myth number 1, that it's all about the abs. In fact, it's not. It's about, yes, it is about your abdominals, but your core technically is comprised of a lot of different muscle groups. So what I like to say is if I took off my arms and my legs and we did a 360, this is my core. So we're talking about your abdominals, we're talking about your hips, we're talking about your glutes, which are a super important one, your low back, even the muscles of your upper back as well. So it's not just about the abs. So if you had a situation where someone said, strengthen your core, we want to talk about all those muscles, not just your abs, right?
Yeah, and if you talk to massage therapists, you'll probably hear them say low back is an issue for so many people, and part of that is likely because everybody's focusing on the abdominals or the stomach without the counter of your back muscles.
Yeah, our bodies, I mean, we need balance, right? We train the front half of our body, we also need to train the back half of our body so that we are balanced and we're not overtraining 1 or 2 muscle groups. That kind of leads into the second myth, right? The second myth that I hear all the time, and this is, you're not at fault if you still think this, I just feel like maybe we could shed some light on the fact that people think it's all about the crunches. How do I strengthen my core? I think people immediately go to this. And my personal opinion as a personal trainer is that can go. I just don't think it's doing us any favors. Yeah? You agree?
Yeah, because it's straining. And you'll hear that too, right? Like, oh, my neck's starting to hurt. Well, that's because a lot of times then you're putting that strain on the neck, you're putting strain on the massage therapist below that. So,
I think there's a few different reasons why I've chosen to do that as a personal trainer. I work with a lot of postpartum moms. So one of the biggest issues for women postpartum, and it's not just a postpartum woman problem, but it's very, very common, is diastasis recti, which is the separation of your abdominals. So if you could imagine, your six-pack, a traditional six-pack, so six-pack muscles here and here. Imagine that now I've got a gap. So my muscles have gone here and here, and I've got that gap in between. It's really super common. We don't necessarily need to close the gap, but we do kind of want to bring them a little bit tighter together and get those muscles functioning. So let's say I have a woman who has diastasis recti, so she's got abdominal separation here. When I teach her to crunch, what happens to those muscles? They go out.
And that pressure, because what's happening when those muscles separate is you've just got that fascia there, which is not super protective for your internal organs. Right. So if you've had a baby and you crunch a little and you see that bulge, that is actually like internal organs pushing through.
It's so terrifying.
Well, it is, right? The fascia. Yeah. And so what can actually happen is when you're crunching like that, and that pull is putting even more pull on that fascia, and it can worsen it if you're not doing the right exercise.
For sure. And then, if that is you, if you notice that you have maybe like, that cone, I call it the coning or like tenting, where
like a little bulge.
Yeah, it's like a little bulge here. If you notice you have that, honestly, best piece of recommendation or best piece of advice that I can give you is to get a referral to a pelvic floor physiotherapist. That's the other thing I didn't mention about the abs. It's not just about the abs, it's also about pelvic floor, which could be a whole separate segment, but those muscles, those deep internal muscles are so important, and we don't see them, so we don't think about them.
But when you have a baby, there is a bowling ball sitting on them, putting strain and straining everything.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the other thing too. I mean, someone who hasn't had a baby can also have some pelvic floor dysfunction. It doesn't have to be just women who have had babies. I mean, I have so mmany clients who will say, my low back hurts all the time, or when I go into a plank, my low back hurts, and then I'll teach them a quick little breathing trick, how to turn on those muscles, and they're like, oh, I don't feel my low back anymore, right? So it's just learning to use those muscles.
And it's even sitting, right? Because sitting is going to shift your pelvis a certain way where you're going to be putting strain likely where you don't really want to be putting that strain, and even the way we walk. I've heard even the way we walk, right? Like we should be kind of tilted outwards a little bit more so that your internal organs sit more on your actual like bone pelvis versus inward where you're putting that strain more on the muscles.
Yeah, so a lot of people kind of do this.
Yeah.
You see this? A lot of people do this.
You've got the strain on like your pelvic floor muscle
Yeah.
versus on your like the bony pelvis.
Yeah, we want to have a little bit of a curve here. Some people have a really pronounced, everybody's different, but
Yeah.
you do want to have a little bit of curve in your lower back. That's a neutral spine that we want to have.
And
Yeah.
pelvic floor is great to be working with that. And we do have a pelvic floor physio at the coach house too, Jillian. So
Yeah.
she's great. So if you have those issues, it's important to get a good, like a individualized plan. Because again, diastasis recti, it's going to be a various degree for a lot of people. So sometimes it may be more, and certain exercises will be okay for those people. And then, you know, if it's less, there's better exercises. So it should really be individualized.
It's an individual plan, for sure, for sure. So, I mean, let's just say we've got a healthy abdominal situation going on. Today, the coach house is going to be linking a blog that I've written that talks about like a 10-minute core routine that you can do that's completely crunch free, that's going to strengthen your core kind of 360 degrees around. I might just talk briefly about the plank.
Yeah, because we're going to make Kim give it a little demo. I'm not demoing.
I
Kim
put
is
on the
totally
exercise
demoing.
clothes for a reason. So, and I don't know why I didn't put my hair in a ponytail, but whatever, it is what it is. So we'll go over just the basic plank.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, we've all heard of a plank. Honestly, it's my favorite. I feel like there's so many options with it. So when I go to a plank position, let's just go through some basic options. So your basic probably would be your elbows and your holds. Right?
Keep your bum down.
What's that?
Keep bum down.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to keep my.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
is my bum okay? Is my
Your bum
in
is
the correct
perfect.
spot? A few things to avoid. So now I have no core activation. Here's the other one, which hurts my low back like nobody's business. But it's so common if people don't have the strength. If you don't have the strength, you're here. If you want to make it a little fancier, you can go here. And then once you get stronger, let's say you can hold it for about a minute, then you make it a little bit harder by decreasing your stability. So I might. Right? Hello, bad side. I might lift a leg. I might throw my feet up on a ball. I might side plank. I might make some rotation. Right? Like the possibilities are endless in my opinion on a plank. So I prefer to teach people stabilizing movements because our abdominals are meant, and our core for that matter, are meant to stabilize us. If we slip and fall on the ice, they're meant to kind of like stop me. They are not, like I've never seen anyone walking around like this. It's just, we don't do that in everyday life. We brace, we hold. And that's how I like to train core in the way that we use it in everyday life.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.